Welcome back to Human X Intelligent. Last episode, we explored attention and why it is the foundation of clarity. Today, we go one step further because attention is only the beginning. We are entering a new technological moment, a moment where products no longer simply display information or react to an input. They initiate, they suggest, they choose, they act. This is the age of agency, a time when intelligent systems transition from passive tools into active collaborators. And with this shift, everything we know about design, behavior, trust, and alignment begins to change. So let's explore what it means to build and lead in a world where products have agency. So agency is the capacity to act with purpose, not human purpose, but system-defined purpose. A system has agency when it can, for example, make decisions without explicit instruction, take actions based on internal reasoning, choose between multiple possibilities. Another one could be initiate rather than waiting for something to happen or something for the user to do, influence human behavior through its choices. And we already see agency in small forms. For example, a calendar that suggests meetings, a document editor that rewrites text like Grammarly, for example, an email tool that drafts replies like Gemini, a product that adapts on its own. These are not fully autonomous systems, but they are no longer passive either. They have begun to act in a way that helps the user to do work quickly. Agency is just emerging quietly, and it is reshaping how we interact with technology. When a system acts, it becomes a participant, a contributor, a collaborator. This shifts the entire relationship between humans and tools. Agency changes how responsibility is shared, how decisions are understood, how trust is built, how errors are perceived, how products evolve over time. In traditional software, behavior is predictable. In systems with agency, behavior is dynamic. It adapts, learns, and shifts based on goals, signals, and internal logic. This means design is no longer about controlling behavior, it is about guiding it. Agency does not appear out of nowhere. It emerges when three elements come together. Condition number one, which is access to context. The system understands enough about the environment to make a decision. Condition number two, which is internal goals. The system has a metric or incentive to optimize for. Condition number three, the ability to act. The system can execute actions that change the state of the world. When these three conditions align, a system moves from reactive to proactive. The question then becomes, what should it do? What should it avoid? And how do we guide it? So agency without alignment is drift in motion, which we kind of already spoke a little bit about it. But a system with the power to act and drift faster and further than a system that only predicts. Some examples of this are a recommendation engine that optimizes for engagement, that begins shaping user behavior more than intended. A writing assistant that learns shortcuts produces confident but incorrect text. An automated workflow system triggers actions based on incomplete or biased signals. A multi-agent system coordinates in a way that humans did not anticipate. Agency amplifies both clarity and confusion. When aligned, it creates effortless flow. When misaligned, it creates friction, mistrust, and unpredictable behavior. So agency only unlocks a new design space. When aligned with human intent, and agency can, for example, reduce cognitive load, which is amazing, anticipate needs, accelerate workflows, personalize experiences, support better decision making, and create emergent intelligence across systems. Agency is not about replacing human judgment, it is about extending it. It is about design patterns, not tools. The future is not human or intelligent, it is human and intelligence. In the age of agency, we shift from command-based interaction to negotiation-based interaction. The three layers define this relationship are the following. So the layer one is human authority. Human define values, goals, and acceptable boundaries. Then the second layer is system autonomy. Agents explore solutions within those boundaries. The layer three is shared alignment. Feedback loops, incentives, and explanations that ensure coherence. This creates an interaction pattern where the human is the strategist and the system is the executor. The human provides direction, the system provides momentum, and together they create clarity. And here are the 5 principles of designing systems that think and act in alignment with humans. Principle number 1 is explicit incentives. So the system must be rewarded for the behavior you actually want and not the behavior that is the easiest to measure. The principle number 2 is interpretability. So the humans must understand why the system acted and what is it trying to achieve, right? The principle number 3 is adjustable autonomy. So humans should be able to increase or decrease system agency based on context. Principle 4. Feedback integrity. The system must learn from accurate signals, not noisy or even biased ones. Principle number 5, shared attention. So the system must focus on what matters to humans and not what is simple available in the data. These 5 principles are in place, agency becomes trustworthy and people are more prone to use your product, which would be great, right? So agency grows. The question is not whether systems will act, because they already do. The question is actually whether we can design systems that act with intention, clarity, and alignment, which these are the 3 keywords that I always like to use. But the age of agency requires a shift in our mindsets. Designers become architects of attention, incentives, and loops. PMs become curators of systems behavior. Leaders become stewards of alignment. Data teams become designers of meaning. Users become collaborators and not operators. So we are no longer building software, we're actually building partners. This was episode 6 of Human X Intelligent. The age of agency is here. And with it comes both responsibility and opportunity. Next week, we will explore how to design autonomy without chaos and how to give systems initiatives without losing clarity. Thank you so much for listening. If this conversation resonates with you, share it with someone building in the age of intelligence. See you next Thursday.